Welcome back to Horoscope TV. I want you to imagine something for a second. Imagine you're looking at a map, and it promises this, really nice, relaxing road trip.
Oh, I love a good road trip.
Right. You have your music ready, the windows are down, and you are just expecting smooth sailing. But right in the middle of the route, there is a massive, unmovable brick wall.
Oh, no. That is the worst.
It is. And for you, our Aquarius listener, that wall arrives this week. It shows up exactly on March 25th, and, well, its name is Saturn.
Wow. Yeah, that is exactly what the astrological charts are showing us right now. You know, people often want the skies to just, promise them an easy ride.
Of course they do.
Right. They want to open their weekly forecast and hear that everything will be simple, that money will just fall from the sky, and that everyone will get along perfectly.
I mean, that's what I want every week.
Same. But the universe, it does not always work like that. Sometimes the universe acts like a teacher.
And this week, the teacher is handing out a very difficult test. So we are going to carefully analyze your astrological charts for the week of March 23 to March 29, 2026.
Yes, exactly.
This is your personal guide. We are looking at the astro charts to figure out exactly what the universe is asking of you right now. And frankly, it is asking a lot.
It really is asking a lot. We are looking directly at, where the planets are hanging out, how they are moving around each other, and the shifting phases of the moon.
The whole picture.
The whole picture, yeah. And this week for Aquarius is just a week of extreme contrasts. It's this mix of strict growing up and, taking on very serious weight. But the flip side is that you're also finding real lasting power.
So to our Aquarius listener out there, get ready, grab a cup of coffee, sit down, and listen closely.
Definitely grab the coffee. You'll need it.
Yeah, because this is a week that will push you to your limits. But the rewards that are waiting for you, they are absolutely huge.
Huge. But, you only get them if you are willing to put in the hard work.
Exactly. So let's unpack this. Let's start with that brick wall I mentioned earlier.
Let us start with the biggest, heaviest event of the week. This is really the anchor for everything else we're going to talk about today.
Okay.
It happens right in the middle of the week on Wednesday, March 25. On this day, the sun meets up with strict Saturn.
Okay, before we talk about what that means for our listeners' daily life, I want to understand the mechanics here.
Sure.
When you say the sun meets up with Saturn, what are we actually looking at in the sky?
So in astrology, we call this a conjunction. From our view here on Earth, it looks like the sun and Saturn are standing in the exact same spot in the sky.
Oh, wow. So they're right on top of each other.
Exactly. Their energies are totally blending together. Now, the sun represents your core self. It is your basic energy, your ego, the part of you that shines and just wants to be seen.
Right. And then there's Saturn. Whenever I hear the name Saturn, I just think of the planet with the beautiful rings.
Yeah, and those rings are actually the perfect way to understand what Saturn is all about. Think about what those rings actually do.
They spin around the planet.
They do, but they create a boundary around the planet. They are beautiful, yes, but they are made of ice and rock. They lock the planet in.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, in astrology, Saturn is the rule maker. Saturn is the planet of limits, time, duty, and hard work. It is the boundary line that says, you cannot go past this point until you have done the work.
Wow. Okay, so when the bright, shining sun crashes into the strict, serious wall of Saturn on March 25, what does that actually mean for our Aquarius listener?
It means this specific event demands absolute maturity from you. It demands total responsibility.
No slacking off.
Zero slacking. March 25 is a very serious day.
Oh.
The universe is practically tapping you on the shoulder and saying, no more playing around.
Yeah?
It's time to step up and handle your business.
That sounds heavy, physically heavy.
It is heavy. In ancient stories, Saturn is connected to the god of time. And what does time do?
It moves forward, I guess.
It moves forward, but time also tests everything. If you build a house poorly, time will knock it down.
Right.
But if you build it well, time will make it a monument. Saturn is applying that exact same test to your life this week.
That is a great way to look at it.
Yeah. So let us break down how this impacts your work and your money, because those are the areas where you will feel this strict energy the most.
Let's start with work. Because, work is where most of us spend the majority of our time anyway.
Definitely. So in your work life, this is not a week to hide in the background. You cannot just clock in, do the bare minimum, and clock out.
So no quiet quitting this week.
No quiet quitting. You have to take complete charge of your future career.
Meaning what, exactly? Like marching into the boss's office and demanding a promotion?
Oh, no. Saturn does not reward loud demand.
Oh, it doesn't.
No. Saturn rewards quiet, steady effort. It means owning your path. If there is a project that is struggling, you are the one who has to fix it. If you have been ignoring a difficult task because it is boring or just really hard, March 25 is the day you have to sit down and do it.
Ah, the boring stuff.
Exactly. Maybe you have a pile of paperwork you have been putting off for a month. Wednesday is the day you clear the desk.
So it is really just about looking at the things you really do not want to do and just doing them.
Yes, there is a chance for massive long-term growth here. But the catch is, it only happens if you work very, very hard.
So no easy way out?
None. There are no shortcuts this week. If you try to take a shortcut on Wednesday, Saturn will literally make you go back to the start and do it all over again.
Oh man, nobody wants to do it twice. Okay, so work is all about rolling up your sleeves and doing the boring, hard stuff. What about money?
Money is just as strict.
Because if work is stressful, sometimes the first thing I want to do is go online and buy something shiny to make myself feel better, a little retail therapy.
And that is exactly what you cannot do this week. The astro charts are very, very clear about this.
Really? Not even a little bit.
This heavy Saturn energy means you have to stop any silly impulse shopping. You have to shut it down completely.
No treat yourself moments. What if I just want to buy a fancy coffee to get through the terrible paperwork?
I know it's tough, but Saturn does not care about you treating yourself. Saturn cares about your future security.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This is the time to focus entirely on fixing and organizing your daily budget. Think back to the idea of Saturn as the planet of limits.
Like the rings.
Like the rings. You need to look at the limits of your bank account. You need to see where every single dollar is going.
I feel like a lot of people just guess how much money they have. They just tap their card and just, hope it goes through.
Yes, and that is exactly the behavior Saturn wants to stop right now.
So no more guessing.
No. If you have been ignoring your bills or pretending your credit card balance does not exist, Saturn is going to shine a very bright light on it on March 25.
Oh, right, because the sun is there too.
Exactly. Remember, the sun is meeting Saturn. The sun is a giant spotlight. It is shining a light on all the dark, messy corners of your finances.
So it's time to sit at the kitchen table with a calculator and a cup of tea and just be completely honest about the money.
Exactly. It requires absolute daily focus. You need to write down what you owe. You need to make a plan to pay it off.
That does not sound fun at all.
It is not fun, but it is necessary. And speaking of the physical feeling of this, we really need to talk about health.
Yes, because all of this mental and emotional heavy lifting, it has a physical cost.
Oh, absolutely.
When I am stressed about a budget or working overtime, my shoulders end up living right next to my ears. I get so tense.
And the charts show exactly that. This heavy energy might make your physical body feel tired. You might feel physically stiff.
Just from the stress.
Well, there is actually a very specific astrological reason for this. In medical astrology, every planet is connected to a part of the body.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and Saturn rules the bones, the joints, and the teeth.
Wait, really? A giant gas planet millions of miles away is connected to my knees.
Haha. It is about the symbol of structure. Saturn is the structure of the solar system, providing the rules.
Okay.
Your skeleton is the structure of your body, holding everything up. So when Saturn is heavy in the sky, you literally feel it in your bones.
That is
Your
wild.
knees might ache, your back might feel stiff, you might grind your teeth at night.
So what is the fix? Do you just push through the pain, take a painkiller, and just keep working?
No, absolutely the opposite. You must make deep sleep and full rest a top priority every single night.
Oh, okay. So sleep is mandatory.
You cannot burn the candle at both ends this week, Aquarius. Your
Yeah.
body will simply say no.
Wow.
If you try to stay up until 2 in the morning working and then get up at 6, your immune system will just crash. If you feel tired, you have to sleep.
I love that you bring that up because it really reminds me of an analogy. When I look at this March 25 energy, I think of Saturn as a strict coach.
Oh, that's a good one.
You know the type. The one who makes you run extra laps in the pouring rain before the biggest game of the season.
That is a very accurate picture.
You are out there in the mud, your lungs are burning, your muscles are screaming, and you are just thinking, why is this coach being so mean to me? Why are they punishing me?
Right.
So, my question for you, looking at the charts, is this. Is this strict energy trying to hold Aquarius back, or is it trying to make them stronger for what comes next?
That is the core question, isn't it? And the answer is clearly the latter.
Hmm.
What is fascinating here is that the strictness is not a punishment at all.
It's not.
No, Saturn does not punish just to be cruel. Saturn gives you a necessary test to ensure you are truly ready for the good things that are coming.
So the coach makes you run in the rain so that when it rains on game day, you do not even notice it. You just win.
Exactly. Think about it. The universe is about to hand you some massive opportunities. We're going to talk about those in a minute.
Oh, good. I like opportunities.
But if you have not learned how to manage your time, if you do not know how to budget your money, if you do not know how to take care of your tired body,
You'll just fumble it.
exactly, you will drop the opportunity.
That makes total sense. Like, if I give $1 million to someone who doesn't know how to budget $10, they will just lose the $1 million.
Precisely. Saturn is just making sure your hands are strong enough to carry the heavy gold that is coming your way. You have to build the muscle first.
You have to do the heavy lifting first.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the next part of the story.
Yes, the payoff.
Exactly. We just talked about the struggle, the mud, the budget spreadsheets, the tired bones. Now we really need to look at why we are doing all this hard work. What is the payoff?
And the payoff is all about transformation and real power. This is where we look at another planet in the charts. We need to look at Pluto.
Ooh, Pluto.
Mm.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Because Pluto is an intense planet, right? Even though it is tiny, it packs a punch.
Very intense.
Yeah.
Astronomically, Pluto is way out there in the dark. It is cold, it is distant, and it moves incredibly slowly.
Right.
Because it moves so slowly, its changes are deep and permanent. In ancient stories, Pluto was the god of the underworld. He ruled over everything that was hidden beneath the surface of the earth.
Wait, if he's the god of the underworld, isn't that just about death and, like, scary things?
No, that is a really common misunderstanding. Think about what else is buried under the earth.
Bugs? Dirt?
Well, yes, but also gold,
Yeah.
diamonds, oil, seeds that grow into massive trees.
Oh, okay, that's much better.
Pluto is the planet of deep change, hidden wealth, and lasting power. It is about tearing down the old stuff that does not work and building something totally new and unbreakable.
Wow, okay.
And this week, Pluto is reaching out a helping hand.
How so? Let's look at the dates.
We have two major events involving Pluto. First, on that same heavy day, March 25, the Sun forms a friendly angle with Pluto.
The friendly angle.
Yes. In astrology, we call this a sextile. It is a 60-degree angle.
Okay, explain what a 60-degree angle means in simple terms. Why is that friendly?
Imagine two people sitting at a round table. If they sit directly across from each other, they might argue. They are opposing each other.
Right.
But if they sit next to each other at a nice, comfortable angle, they can look at the same piece of paper and work on a project together. That is a sextile.
Oh, I like that visual.
The planets are working together smoothly. They're collaborating. And then just a few days later, on Saturday, March 28, Saturn itself forms another friendly 60-degree angle with Pluto.
Wait, so Saturn is the strict boss, and Pluto is the lord of the underworld who destroys things to find hidden gold.
Yes.
How can those two ever have a friendly angle? That sounds like two mob bosses meeting in a dark alley. It sounds terrifying.
It sounds intimidating, but it is actually the most powerful combination you can ask for.
Really?
Think of Saturn as the architect who draws the blueprints. And think of Pluto as the massive bulldozer that clears the land so you can pour the concrete.
Wow.
When they work together, you get to build a skyscraper.
Oh, wow. Okay, I see that. So what does this mean for our Aquarius listeners' daily life? Let's start with money. We said Wednesday is the day to stop impulse shopping. What is the reward for doing that?
For money, that March 25 event brings deep change to your personal income. Because you did the hard work of looking at your budget and stopping the impulse shopping, space opens up.
Right.
You might find a totally brilliant new way to increase your wealth.
Like a light bulb going off. Like, oh, if I stop spending $20 a day on takeout, I can put that money into this new project.
Exactly. Or you might suddenly see a totally new way to use your skills to make money. Maybe you realize a hobby you have can actually be turned into a small business.
That is so exciting.
It is. Pluto takes your hard work and turns it into real, lasting value. It is not about a quick $10. It is about building a new stream of income that lasts for years.
And what about work? What happens on Saturday, March 28, when strict Saturn gets that friendly boost from Pluto?
That event on March 28 gives you a magical chance to transform your career path. You get to build lasting professional power. You are building a rock-solid foundation.
So all that hard work pays off.
All those extra laps you ran in the rain on Wednesday, Saturday is the championship game. You suddenly have the respect of your bosses, your clients, or your industry. You are seen as a total powerhouse.
But you know, when I hear rock-solid foundation and lasting professional power, I have to pause.
Why is that?
Because we are talking to Aquarius. And Aquarius is known for being a bit of a rebel, right? They are the sign of the future.
True.
They like to do their own thing. They like to be free and floating and breaking the rules. Building a solid foundation might feel strange or even like boring to them.
Might feel like tying themselves down.
Yeah.
Many Aquarians fear that structure equals a cage.
Right. So how does a free spirit like Aquarius handle building an empire without feeling trapped? How do they accept this serious power without losing their cool, quirky spark? Why would a bird want a cage?
That is a very common fear for Aquarius. But if we analyze the astro charts, they are trying to teach a different lesson this week.
What's the lesson?
The lesson is that true freedom actually comes from having a secure base.
Okay, you are going to have to explain that to me. Because freedom and a secure base sound like opposites.
Think about it this way. If you are always worrying about paying your rent, or if your job is unstable and you might get fired at any moment, are you truly free?
No. You are constantly stressed. You are waking up in a panic. You are a slave to anxiety.
Exactly. You cannot be creative or rebellious if you are terrified of starving.
That is so true.
But if you do the Saturn work, if you build a solid foundation where your money is safe and your career is respected,
Then you don't have to worry about the basics.
suddenly you have a safety net.
Oh, I see. When you have money in the bank and a job nobody can take away from you, then you can be as weird and rebellious as you want.
Precisely. You can take bigger risks. You can pitch the crazy innovative ideas that Aquarius is famous for because you are not terrified of losing everything if the idea fails.
Wow.
The solid foundation is not a cage. It is a launching pad. It is the solid runway you need to take off and fly higher into the sky.
That is such a powerful shift in perspective. The hard work buys you the ultimate freedom. The rebel with a bank account is much more powerful than the rebel who cannot pay their phone bill.
Exactly. Now, we have covered the career, the money, the physical body, but we cannot just be working machines.
No, we definitely cannot.
While you're busy building this new wealth of career power,
Yeah.
you cannot ignore your personal life.
No, you cannot. And the energy of the sky does not neatly divide itself into work time and home time. All this serious, heavy energy we just talked about spills right over into love and relationships.
Yes, it does. Let us look back at Wednesday, March 25 again, the day the sun meets Saturn.
The heavy day.
The heavy day. We talked
Yeah.
about duty at work, but that heavy Saturn energy also means you will feel a sense of serious duty in your personal relationships.
So no casual dating on Wednesday.
No, it is not the day for casual flings or surface-level chats. It is a day where you have to prove your loyalty.
How so?
If you have a partner, this is the day you show up for them when they are having a hard time. You do the dishes when they are tired.
Right.
You listen to their boring stories about their bad day at work. You do the heavy lifting of love.
Love isn't just romance and flowers. Sometimes love is just showing up and doing the chores so the other person can rest.
Exactly. Saturn demands that you prove your love through action and duty. Talk is cheap on a Saturn day. Action is what matters.
Okay, action.
But it is not all just hard work. The very next day, Thursday, March 26th, the sky gives us something very beautiful.
Oh, finally. I'm looking forward to some beautiful news. What happens on Thursday?
On March 26th, Venus, the planet of love and harmony, meets up with Chiron.
Okay, I know Venus is about love and beauty, but what is Chiron? I have seen that name in the charts, but I do not really understand what it is.
Astronomically, Chiron is a minor planet. It is sort of like a giant rocky comet that orbits right between Saturn and Uranus.
Okay.
And remember, Saturn is about strict rules, while Uranus is about wild rebellion. Chiron is the bridge between the two.
That sounds like a stressful place to live.
It is. In ancient stories, Chiron was a centaur, half man, half horse. He was known as the greatest teacher and the greatest healer in the world.
Oh, a healer.
Yes. But one day, he was accidentally struck by a poisoned arrow. Because he was immortal, he could not die from the poison.
Oh,
But despite all his knowledge, he could not heal his own wound. He had to live with the pain forever.
that is terrible.
It is a tragedy, yes. That is why in astrology, Chiron represents the wounded healer. It points to our deepest hurts, but also our greatest ability to heal others.
That is a tragic story, but how does that apply to our listener? So when Venus, the planet of love, meets Chiron, the wounded healer, well, what happens?
It is a beautiful chance to heal old romantic wounds and open your heart again. The pain comes up to the surface so it can finally be fixed.
You know, it reminds me of a medical analogy.
Huh?
Think about a broken bone.
Okay.
If a bone breaks and it heals wrong, it heals crooked.
Yeah.
It might stop hurting as much, but you walk with a limp. and you cannot put real weight on it.
Yes, the structure is compromised.
Right. And to fix it, a doctor has to go in and actually re-break the bone. They have to cause pain again.
Ouch. Yes.
They have to open the wound back up, set the bone straight, and put a cast on it. It hurts like crazy at first, but it is the only way the bone heals straight so it can bear weight again.
That is a brilliant way to explain Chiron.
Yep.
Because Venus meeting Chiron will hurt a little bit.
It brings up the old stuff.
It will bring up an old memory of a bad breakup. It will remind you of a time you felt rejected. You have to look at the crooked bone.
But you are doing it so you can set it straight. You have to be honest about what you are carrying.
Yeah.
You might find a lesson you learned from an ex that is actually valuable, but the fear they left you with, that is the crooked part. You have to reset it. Thursday is the day to set the broken bones of your heart.
Exactly. Because if you do not do that healing work, if you try to just ignore the limp, you run into big trouble just 2 days later.
What happens 2 days later?
On Saturday, March 28th, the charts show us that Mercury squares off with Lilith.
Let's break that down. What is Mercury, what is Lilith, and what is a square?
Mercury is the planet of communication. It rules how we talk, how we text, how we think, and how we sign contracts.
Okay, the talking planet. And a square.
A square is a 90-degree angle in the sky. Imagine two cars driving toward an intersection from different directions at the exact same time. If they do not stop, they crash. That is a square. It creates intense friction and tension.
Okay, so talking and texting are heading for a crash, but what are they crashing into? What is Lilith?
Lilith is very fascinating. It is not an actual rock or planet. It is a mathematical point in the sky.
Wait, really? Not a planet?
No. It is the exact point where the moon's orbit is farthest away from the Earth. It is the darkest, most distant part of the moon's path. In astrology, we call it Black Moon Lilith.
So if it is the farthest, darkest point, what does it represent for us down here on Earth?
It represents our shadow side. It is our hidden rebellions, the messy, complicated, irrational parts of our emotions that we do not want to show anyone in public. It is the wild side.
So the planet of talking gets into a 90-degree car crash with our messy, hidden, wild shadow. That sounds like a recipe for a massive argument.
It is a massive warning. On March 28, you must absolutely avoid keeping secrets. You must not play silly mind games.
What does a mind game look like for Aquarius? Because Aquarius usually prides themselves on being, logical.
It looks like acting cold and distant when you are actually deeply hurt, hoping the other person will guess what is wrong. It looks like giving the silent treatment. It looks like telling half-truths to avoid a difficult conversation.
Oh, the classic I'm fine when you are definitely not fine. You slam the kitchen cabinet and your partner says, "Are you okay?" And you say, "I'm fine," but the tone of your voice clearly says you are furious.
Exactly. You cannot do that on Saturday. If you say you are fine when you are not, Lilith will make sure the argument explodes anyway.
Oh, wow.
It will blow up in your face. You have to speak clearly to keep the peace. You have to look your partner or your friend in the eye and say exactly what you mean in plain words.
Plain words.
Yes. I am angry because you did not do the dishes. Plain truth. No hiding.
The plain truth. And earlier, the outline we were looking at mentioned avoiding risky contracts on this day too, right? Because Mercury also rules contracts, signatures, and deals.
Yes. Tie this right back to the money and the business foundation we talked about. Because Mercury is clashing with that hidden, messy Lilith energy, things are not what they seem in the business world.
People might be sneaky.
People might be hiding details from you. They might bury a bad clause on page 40 of a contract.
So if someone offers me a deal on Saturday that sounds too good to be true, I shouldn't sign it.
It is a trap. This is a very bad day for risky financial contracts. If someone asks you to sign a paper on March 28 or makes a verbal promise about money, just say no.
Just say no.
Tell them you will look at it next week. Avoid it entirely. Wait until the dust settles and the planets move past this crashing angle.
So plain truth and love, and keep your wallet completely closed when it comes to new deals. That is very practical advice.
It really is.
So what does this all mean for the day-to-day feeling of the week? The big planets like Saturn and Pluto are setting these huge goals, maturity, power, healing, but they move so slowly. The moon moves much faster. The moon sets our day-to-day mood.
Yes. The moon changes signs every couple of days, and it acts like the emotional weather for your week. While Saturn is the climate, the moon is the daily rain or sunshine.
I like that.
Let us trace the emotional journey of the week by looking at the daily moon map in the astro charts.
Let's do it. We start the week on Monday, March 23. Where is the moon?
On Monday, March 23, the moon enters the sign of Gemini. Gemini is an air sign. just like you, Aquarius.
And what does it mean when the moon is in an air sign?
Think about the element of air. It is fast, it moves everywhere, it connects things, it is intellectual.
Okay.
When the moon is in Gemini, it brings a fresh breeze of curious energy to your daily life. You will feel highly motivated to learn brand new things.
That sounds like a great start to the week. You wake up on Monday feeling sharp, wanting to read, wanting to chat with coworkers, wanting to figure things out. It is like opening the window and letting the fresh air blow the dust out of the room.
It is a very light intellectual energy. It is great for brainstorming. But then we hit Wednesday, March 25.
Oh boy, the heavy day.
Yes, the moon shifts into Cancer, and it forms what is called a first quarter moon. Let's break down Cancer first. Cancer is a water sign, right? It is very emotional, very focused on the home, the family, and feeling safe.
Correct. The element of water is about feelings and deep currents. And a first quarter moon is when the moon is exactly half lit in the sky. Okay, I can picture that.
If you look up at night, it looks like a sharp line down the middle of the moon, light on one side, dark on the other. That sharp line creates tension down here on Earth.
So what is the tension about?
During this first quarter moon in Cancer, you are asked to balance your big public career goals with your private emotional home life.
Okay, hold on. I have to stop you right there.
What's wrong?
Wait a minute. We just spent the first 20 minutes of this conversation talking about how Wednesday, March 25, is the exact same day that the sun meets Saturn.
Yes, it is.
The day where Saturn demands total hard work, serious duty, staying late at the office, and absolute career focus. But now you are telling me the Cancer moon wants us to focus on our private home life.
Yes.
How on earth do you balance being a work powerhouse while also tending to your private life on the same day? That sounds impossible. It sounds like you're being torn in half.
You are exactly right. It is a massive clash of energy.
So I wasn't just imagining that.
Not at all. You are feeling the strict demand to stay late at the office from Saturn, while the Cancer moon is making your heart ache to just go home, put on comfortable pants, and cook a warm meal.
Wow.
You feel guilty if you're at work, and you feel guilty if you're at home.
So how does our Aquarius listeners survive Wednesday without splitting in two? Do they just give up?
By analyzing the astro charts, we can find a way to juggle these competing demands without burning out. The key here is not trying to do both at the exact same time.
Okay, so no multitasking.
No. You cannot be the strict boss and the soft homebody in the same hour. You have to draw a strict line.
Wait, can we use that Saturn strictness to make boundaries?
Exactly. You use the heavy Saturn energy to build a wall around your time. During work hours, you give absolute focus to the career.
Right.
No checking personal emails, no chatting about weekend plans. You do the heavy lifting. But then, when the clock strikes 5 or 6,
You clock out.
you use that same strict Saturn energy to clock out. You close the laptop, you put the phone in a drawer, you switch entirely to the soft Cancer moon energy, you give your private home life your absolute focus.
I love that. You are strict about your rest. You say, I'm going to aggressively relax now, and nobody can bother me.
Aggressively relax. I like that.
Yeah, you treat your rest time with the same respect you treat your work time.
Yes. If you try to answer work emails while cooking dinner, you will fail at both and feel miserable. Clear boundaries are your best friend on March 25.
Okay, so we survive Wednesday by building walls around our time. What happens next? The week has to get lighter, right?
It does. On Friday, March 27, the moon moves into Leo.
Ah, Leo, fire, drama, fun, the spotlight.
Exactly. The element of fire is about passion and energy. This brings a massive wave of creative joy.
Nice.
After all the heavy lifting and emotional juggling of the midweek, the sky finally lets you play. You will feel a burst of confidence and a desire to just enjoy life.
So Friday night is the time to go out, celebrate the hard work you did, put on a great outfit, and just laugh loudly with friends.
Absolutely. You earned it. But enjoy it while it lasts, because by Sunday, March 29, the moon enters Virgo.
Virgo is an earth sign. It is all about the details, the physical body, and practical routines, right?
Yes. The element of earth grounds us back in reality. When the moon hits Virgo on Sunday, you will feel a strong desire to clean up your daily diet and fix your environment.
Okay, cleaning up.
You will want to organize your fridge, sweep the floors, prep your meals for the next week, and get your physical routine back on track.
Which makes perfect sense. If you started the week with airy ideas, got exhausted from Saturn on Wednesday, and then partied under the Leo fire on Friday, well, by Sunday your body is saying, please give me a green vegetable and a glass of water.
It is the natural cycle of the week. The Virgo moon helps you reset and prepare for whatever comes next.
Knowing how wild these mood swings are going to be, You know, from the curious Gemini start to the heavy Cancer and Saturn clash to the Leo joy to the Virgo cleanup. It really makes me wonder who we should bring along for the ride.
That is a very important question.
And more importantly, who we should completely avoid. Because other people are going through their own astrology too, right?
Yes, every sign is reacting to this sky differently.
Hmm.
The astro charts actually give us very specific guidance on your cosmic teammates and your cosmic trouble for this week.
Okay, let's start with the good news.
Yeah.
Who is our best match? Who is riding shotgun in the car this week?
Your absolute best match for this highly active week is definitely Aries.
The Aries, the fiery ram. Why are they the perfect partner for Aquarius right now? I know Aquarius is air and Aries is fire.
Think about how air and fire interact in nature. If you blow air onto a fire, what happens?
The fire gets bigger, it burns brighter.
Exactly. You feed each other's energy, you share the exact same highly communicative and intellectual approach to daily life.
You just get each other.
You both think fast. You both like to talk things out quickly and move on. You do not hold on to grudges.
So they match the pace. They do not slow you down.
Yes. Think back to Monday, March 23, when the moon is in Gemini. You have that fresh breeze of curious energy. Aries is the perfect partner to help you enjoy the simple, fun things on that day.
Right.
They want to learn and explore just as much as you do. You say, let's go to this weird museum, and Aries says, I'll drive.
I see. And what about the emotional stuff? Aries is not exactly known for being soft and cuddly. They are warriors.
Which is perfectly fine, because Aquarius does not want soft and cuddly right now.
Oh, good point.
Aquarius wants mental stimulation. Aries understands your deep need for conversation and debate. And even better, they know exactly how to provide the loyal, pure affection you crave.
They do not play games. Aries is very direct. If they like you, they tell you. If they are mad, they yell, and then 5 minutes later, they ask, what is for lunch?
Exactly. Which helps you with that Lilith warning we talked about earlier. No mind games. Aries just tells you what they're thinking.
That's refreshing.
Together, you create an unstoppable team filled with bright joy, massive laughter, and deep, enduring respect.
I picture Aries as the perfect co-pilot on a road trip. They showed up exactly on time. They brought the perfect snacks, like the good ones, not the cheap ones.
Definitely the good snacks.
They have the best music playlist ready to go. They know exactly when to talk and debate with you and when to just let you drive in comfortable silence. They just make the journey better.
That is exactly the dynamic. Now, if Aries is the perfect co-pilot, we need to talk about who you should absolutely leave standing on the side of the road.
Oh, boy. Who is the worst match this week? Who is going to ruin the road trip?
Your worst match this week is Taurus.
The bull. Taurus is an earth sign. Why is this such a bad mix right now?
It comes down to how your signs operate. You are both what astrology calls fixed signs. This means you are both very stubborn.
Stubborn, yeah.
But Aquarius is fixed air, which means you stubbornly hold on to ideas and concepts. Taurus is fixed earth, which means they stubbornly hold on to physical comfort and routines.
Oh, I see the clash.
You will find it impossible to find any common ground with Taurus during this fast-paced week. The energies are clashing on a fundamental level.
Give me a specific example from the week. Paint a picture of what this disaster looks like.
Let us look back at the most stressful day, Wednesday, March 25. We have the first quarter moon in Cancer.
Okay, the heavy juggling day.
You, Aquarius, deeply desire independent activities. You want to figure things out on your own. But Taurus wants to loudly rest and demand emotional comfort.
Loudly rest is such a funny phrase. It means they want to lay on the couch, take up all the blankets, and complain if you make too much noise while you are trying to work.
Exactly. And it gets worse. Remember the intense energy of the sun meeting Saturn on that same day?
Yes, the demand for absolute maturity and hard work.
Because of that energy, you are in drill sergeant mode.
Yeah.
You are looking at budgets. You are fixing work projects. Your mind is racing. But Taurus demands soft emotional comfort. They want you to rub their back and tell them everything is fine while you are trying to balance a budget and save your career.
That is a recipe for an explosion. You look at them resting while you are working your fingers to the bone and you just feel rage.
It causes massive unnecessary arguments. Their unpredictable moods and demand for comfort will totally disturb your peace.
To go back to my road trip analogy, if Aries is the perfect co-pilot, Taurus is like getting a flat tire that actively tries to pull your car into a ditch full of mud.
Yeah.
You are trying to drive to your destination, which is success and power, and Taurus is crying in the back seat because the air conditioning is too cold and demanding you pull over immediately so they can take a nap.
That is a very vivid but highly accurate picture of the astro charts for this week. The advice here is simple. Avoid them.
Just avoid them.
Do not try to force a connection with Taurus this week. If a Taurus friend asks to hang out on Wednesday, just tell them you are busy. Give them their space and protect your own peace.
Protect the peace and focus on the work. Okay, before we wrap this up, we need to pack the listeners' bags with the final tools they need.
The toolkit.
Yes, we need to look at the Aquarius toolkit for the week. These are the little details from the astro charts that can give them a lucky edge to conquer this strict but rewarding time.
Let us start with the color of the week. The color you should surround yourself with is turquoise.
Oh, I love turquoise.
Specifically, if you want the exact digital color code, it is hex code #40E0D00.
Turquoise. It is such a bright, beautiful color, a mix of blue and green. Why is this the specific color that will help Aquarius this week?
Think about color psychology and how it interacts with the planets. We talked a lot about the heavy Saturn energy.
Yeah, the strict boss.
Saturn is dark, heavy, and strict. It is usually associated with black, dark brown, or lead gray. It can feel like a storm cloud over your head. Turquoise is the exact opposite.
It makes me think of the ocean in the Caribbean.
Exactly. It is the color of calm tropical waters. The blue in turquoise promotes calm communication, and the green in turquoise promotes growth and healing.
Oh, which helps with that tricky Mercury clashing with Lilith day where we have to speak the plain truth without getting angry. The blue keeps you calm while you tell the truth.
Exactly. Wearing turquoise or putting a turquoise object on your desk while you're doing your hard work helps balance the heavy Saturn weight.
That's a great tip.
It reminds your brain to stay calm, breathe, and speak clearly. It is a visual cue to your nervous system that you are safe even while you are working really hard.
I love that. You maybe change the background on your phone to turquoise or wear a turquoise shirt on Wednesday when you have to tackle that budget.
Yes.
Now, what about numbers? I see a really interesting pattern in the lucky numbers for this week from the charts.
The lucky numbers are 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, and 66.
They are all double digits, every single one. Why is that? What does numerology have to say about double numbers?
In numerology, double numbers are known as master numbers. What is fascinating here is how double numbers represent a solid foundation.
How so?
Think about the geometry of it. A single number stands alone, like a single pillar. It can easily be knocked over by the wind,
Right.
but a double number mirrors itself. It is balanced, it has two legs to stand on, it is a frame.
Just like the rock-solid career foundation we are trying to build with Pluto, we are building a house, not a tent.
Precisely. These double digits are a reminder from the universe that you are building something stable. When you see these numbers, it is the universe confirming that your hard work is actually working.
Like a little wink.
Yes. If you see the clock at 11, or your coffee receipt is exactly $5.50, or you were given locker number 33 at the gym, take it as a small wink from the universe that you are doing the right work. You are building the foundation correctly.
It is the little signs that keep us going when we are tired. And finally, let us remind everyone of the best dates to mark on their calendar so they are totally prepared.
The three most important dates to remember are Monday, March 23, Wednesday, March 25, and Saturday, March 28.
Let's do a quick recap of those dates. Monday the 23rd is for that fresh, curious energy with the Gemini moon.
Yeah.
You want to learn and explore.
Yes, start strong.
Wednesday the 25th is the big, heavy day. The sun hits Saturn. Hard work, fixing the budget, feeling it in your bones, and managing that clash between wanting to work and wanting to go home to the Cancer moon.
Set those boundaries.
And Saturday the 28th is the day of massive career transformation with Pluto, but also the warning day. Speak the truth because Mercury is clashing with Lilith, and avoid risky financial contracts.
If you navigate those 3 days with awareness, the rest of the week will fall into place smoothly. You will have built the foundation you need.
So what does this all mean for the big picture? Let's recap this incredible journey. Aquarius, your week starts with a breeze of curiosity. You open the window and want to learn, but very quickly it moves into intense, necessary hard work.
Very intense.
You are going to feel it in your bank account, you are going to feel it in your career, and you are literally going to feel physical tiredness in your bones.
But you must remember that the tiredness is not a punishment from a cruel universe. It is the cost of building an empire. You are pouring the concrete.
Right. You run the laps in the rain so you can win the game. Then the energy shifts into healing. You get to set the broken bones of old romantic wounds so they heal straight.
Healing is so important.
And it ends with a massive chance to completely transform your career and your wealth, as long as you speak the plain truth and avoid the mind games.
You are being asked to grow up, to take responsibility for your actions and your money, and in return, you will be handed the keys to true power and true freedom.
Wow.
The freedom to be exactly who you are, supported by a bank account and a career that nobody can take away from you.
It is a huge week. It is a week that changes the direction of the whole year. We are so glad we could analyze the astrological charts with you and help you make sense of this cosmic weather.
It's been great.
Thank you, our Aquarius listener, for listening to the episode on Horoscope TV. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified when the next episode is available. We want to be here to guide you every single week.
We truly appreciate your time, your focus, and your willingness to do the hard work the stars are asking of you.
Before we go, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought, something for you to mull over while you drink your morning coffee or while you are driving to work tomorrow.
Ooh, what is it?
We talked so much today about building a totally solid foundation, right? And we talked about being completely honest with yourself about what is working and what is broken.
Right.
So looking at your life right now, what is one old safe habit or one hidden secret that you are holding on to simply out of fear? And if you found the courage to drop it today, what kind of massive empire could you build in the empty space it leaves behind? Think about it. We will see you next time.